just quickening up very slightly because his timing's now spot on. Ball run crossed again. Time for a little drink. Back to focus. Very delicate pot that. He's judged that perfectly there as well. That slow pot into this top pocket nearest the camera, I've noticed it in previous years as well, that it tends to drift out a fraction, away from the top knuckle, instead of drifting very slightly the other way with the nap. And I think that's caught a few people out over the years. That shot there you are. That looked to me like it drifted out, and I've stood behind the pocket and watched shots into there, and they certainly do move. Not a lot, but enough to miss them. Especially should you be allowing for the ball to nap the other way, you will miss. But he'll have seen that, he'll know that, as all the players do once they've been on the table a while. They see what happens, they watch and observe and adjust accordingly. Well, I must apologise for the late Michael Wright's head position during this break. A bit unfortunate that he forgets the camera's there. Now there's another instance that just drifted a fraction and flirted with the far knuckle. And there he got the cannon behind the yellow and also just to the far side of it, knocking it back towards the spot at a slight angle. So it's not too far away. Perfect. Once again, when it's ball cleaning time and he's crossed the baulk line, it's a good opportunity whilst in perfect position to have a little break. Very good practice. Most of us don't make enough points to make it worthwhile, but if you do, if you start making hundreds and big hundreds and 200s and so on, just take a moment away to refocus and start again. So that's your 500. Wonderful. Great stuff. Meanwhile, everyone's chatting away, and they should be engrossed in this. This is wonderful stuff. Don't often see breaks over 500, especially on a tight table like this with the baulk line rule in place. That's only used at the moment in the World Championship. The rules may change, and various adjustments made to the baulk line rule. One of the problems I see, if it was made universal, is that the player that, say, hasn't made a century before, or at least in a match, he's got enough to worry about as he approaches 80 to actually keep his nerve and get over the 100 without having to worry about the baulk line rule, which he would never have encountered it unless he deliberately practiced it. To find out how to do it and get the hang of it. I had a practice spell where I made a point of crossing the baulk line every 20 points. So that way you get plenty of practice at it if you're not somebody who makes hundreds, 200s, 300s regularly. And it caused a few problems for a while until I got the feel of the shots involved. It's easy enough to cross the baulk line, but maintaining position is the problem. But it's easier to do from top of the table than if you're an all-round player, because if you're a red ball player, the cue ball goes into the pocket. You're playing in offs. Therefore, you've got to negotiate a pot in order to cross the baulk line, which isn't so easy away from top of the table. You may have a couple of goes at it and not leave the right angle, and so after a while you get used to it. It's not a problem. It seems to me to penalise the all-round player more than it does the top of the table player. Anyhow, what's wrong with big breaks? This is wonderful stuff, and you wouldn't want to stop it, although it's been virtually all top of the table, as most of Mike's breaks are. And you could say the same about all the top players today. Most of their points are at the top. If they're not playing well at the top, they struggle. Yes, it'd be nice to see. Well, Mike carries on in playing sublime top of the table, floating right. I'd like to see personally the cannon rule, 75 cannon limit, abolished, because it's redundant at the moment. No one can make very few players can make 75 cannons. There are a few, but not many, and it never happens in a match. I think it's happened once, actually. I believe Phil Mumford ran 75 cannons somewhere in a match, but it's so rare that it's certainly not a problem. But not everyone sees it that way. If you don't understand the subtleties and skills required to play nurseries, you're not going to enjoy watching it. The same applies to top of the table. All these little touches of soft screw and stun and little shots with side and keeping the balls under control is a skill that's invisible unless you can do it yourself. Perfect pace again. The ball struck 5 cushions and travelled about 28-30 feet, something like that. And he's got it within an inch or two of where he wants it. Probably exactly where he wants it, actually. Fantastic stuff. Controlled screw back, not too far, just enough. Leaving the perfect angle again. It's a treat to watch. The better he plays, the easier it looks, and there we are. We've got, not many people watch compared to other sports. It's very sad, but there it is. It's a game played by and watched by players, not a general audience. No one is coming away. There is perfect pace on the red. Straight back to the top again. Tricky pot along the cushion this. He may choose to do something else. Yes, he is. He's getting the rest out. Well, this is not easy. A little soft screw aside. There's a little dab. Yeah. Nice shot. He sent the yellow a little bit too far, but I think he had to do that to get the red to the pocket. Beautiful shot. Lovely little gather. Ah, that beautiful shot. He's played the yellow onto the cushion. The yellow came back and struck the red, knocking it back towards the cue ball, which then deflected the red towards the pocket. Exactly as he played it. Ball cushion red. Oh no, direct. Okay. He's covered the spot, but that's why I thought he'd play ball cushion red, because then he could play it gently. Anyway, he's still in good position. Perfect. I obviously know what happens, but at this point I really did think we were going to see 1,000. And I've never seen 1,000, and not many people have actually, unless they were alive back in the 20s and 30s, 1920s and 30s. And old enough to know what they were watching as well. But it'd be over 100 now, so I can safely say there's no one around who witnessed Lindrum and co. at their best. But maybe there are. Maybe there's some guys around 1995 that saw Lindrum. I don't know. I don't know anyone anyway. I used to. I really think these players we have today, another baulk line warning. I think this is the 700 baulk line warning. 680 to 700. Will he go and have a break and wipe his cue down and a little drop of water or whatever he's got in his glass? Yes, he's gone. And we're going to see the white cleaned. Wonderful stuff. As I was saying, the top half a dozen in the world, probably less than that, but who have made or are capable of making 1,000 break. I think if we played long matches on good billiard tables more often, if these guys were playing matches all week, 2-hour sessions, a couple of 2-hour sessions a day, I think within a year or two we would see a 2,000 break even, especially from this fella. I'd like to bet that he feels pretty sure that he's going to make 1,000 here. Well, as he goes on well into the 700s now, still in perfect position. Touch delicate cannon here. Well, Matt Bolton has played well in this match, is playing well in this match, but he'll be, although he wants to win, he'll appreciate this. They play a very similar game, but Mike is better at it than anybody else, at this particular aspect of the game especially. Left slightly too much angle there. So he comes back the other side, using pace of the table. Quite a bit of angle this time, got to play it very gently. Now he's got to play a cushion cannon, red cushion, yellow, or come around the back. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, he chose to come around the back and miss the pot. And that's nice of Matt to congratulate him.